Hello class, welcome to week 2. Week 2 gets into our normal pattern of classwork, and so you will have two different subjects this week. You'll see that's business model and idea generation, and then demand and competition. Those are the two subjects we'll cover this week. You'll notice that we will also get into Project 1. I will post a separate video on Project 1 just because it's very comprehensive. And so I won't go in depth into Project 1 on this video. I want to talk through the other assignments this week. You'll see the pattern here. You've got an assignment, which is this prepare indicator. You'll see two prepare assignments. That's an assignment that will be due. And then you'll see two discussion board topics. The discussion board topics are broken into two sections, and I'll explain that, but that is one single discussion board. That can be very confusing, but there's a purpose behind indicating which part of the week they are due. So let's start with the assignment for business model and idea generation. Some of you have a business in mind already, which is great. Others are thinking, well, I don't even know what business I would want to do or could do. And this is to get you thinking a little bit about the different options that are out there for online businesses. And so for this, you'll read a case study, and we'll use this case study. You'll see it's part 1. We'll have part 2 later on this week, and we'll continue through the first couple weeks of the course doing this business case. And essentially, it is about a group of BYU Idaho students that are talking about forming an online business. They discuss the different options, the different models out there. And so you'll go through, and then you'll pretend to be a member of the group, and you will make a recommendation and provide a rationale for your recommendation. Remember, with these case studies, there's not so much a right or wrong answer. What you want to show here is how you're thinking through the problem. That's really what we're getting to with assignments like this. There's not really a right or a wrong answer. And so that'll be it, a fairly simple assignment to start, a written submission that includes these components here. Then that will lead into the discussion board for the week. So let's jump into, and I won't go into all the discussion boards throughout the course because all of them have the same instructions. So in this video, I won't be going into each one, but I'm going to go through the instructions the first couple times just so you can see it. And so part 1 is your initial post. And there will always be a section kind of like this where it says, read this proposed recommendation from a previous student. And then you explain, do you agree, do you disagree, why do you agree or disagree? And then you'll want to make sure that post is significant. Significant meaning it contributes to the conversation and contains at least 4 substantial sentences. And so you'll notice that in my grading, if you're docked partially for a comment, it means that it probably wasn't long enough to really contribute to the conversation. And so notice the rules of engagement, right? State your assumptions, articulate your argument systematically. You can read the rest of those. Basically, my encouragement is be polite. Do not be afraid to disagree with one another or to disagree with the initial post. Part of the best and most robust conversations and learning opportunities we have is when we see things from different views. And so be kind to one another and disagree tactfully and don't be afraid to disagree. And please, if someone disagrees with you, don't be offended. Choose not to be offended and take it as a learning opportunity. So your first post is to be completed by that first due date, and then to be completed by midweek is your response to at least 2 classmates' posts, and you'll respond to those. Again, the post must be significant based on this guidance here. So all posts have to follow that significant standard. So that will be your first topic, business model and idea generation, then the discussion board. And so you'll see then the two discussion board due dates on here. Same discussion board. One is due early in the week, the other is due in the middle of the week. And let's go on to our next assignment, which is demand and competition. For the demand and competition assignment, the most challenging part of this is getting proper access to a Google Ads account so that you can get to the keyword tool planner. So please watch these videos in detail and follow their instruction. You may need to create a new Gmail account just for your online business. That may help you as keep that in mind as you're going through these. It can be a challenge to get to the keyword tool planner. Once you're there, it's a great tool. We'll use it throughout the course, but getting to that Google Ads keyword tool planner is the biggest hurdle in the demand and competition assignment. So focus in closely on these videos. Reach out to me if you have any problems. I'd be happy to help you through. And then once you have access to the keyword tool planner, you'll read the case study part 2, which is just a continuation of part 1, same group of students, same considerations. And then what you'll do is you'll open a Word document, respond to the case study with the instructions here. And then you'll see in step 4, create a spreadsheet. So this is a 2-part assignment. You will have a written portion and you will have an analysis. And this is a consistent pattern for most assignments. You'll typically have a written portion and then an analysis, especially during the first half of the semester. If you have not used Excel, that's okay. There's a sample spreadsheet here for you to follow. The class again is designed to take you from little to no knowledge in Excel up to a functioning business owner. So you have a sample spreadsheet you can follow, and it should help you with the basics. In essence, the purpose of this assignment is to list 10 keywords for snowboards and 10 keywords for chess. And then you'll show the competition and monthly searches of each keywords. The process of how to do that is found up here in these videos. You'll use the keyword tool planner, and it will tell you the number of, how to get the level of competition and the number of monthly searches for each keyword. You can come up with those keywords for snowboarding and keywords for chess. You'll see how the team does that in the case study. And so all of this will blend together, your recommendation and then this demand and competition analysis. This is a powerful tool, again, that we will use many times throughout the course, so it's good to get familiar with it. And then you will have, I scrolled down, a discussion board on demand and competition. This follows the same format. As I mentioned, all the discussion boards will have the same instructions, except for this will be a little bit different. Obviously, the recommendation for each discussion board that you respond to will be a little different, but besides that, you'll notice all the instructions are the same. Please do an initial post by midweek. Make sure it's significant. And then by midweek, respond to 2 of your class members' posts. Be kind and polite and thoughtful and challenging in your responses. Then you'll have project 1 that's due. Again, I'll post a separate video on that. And then finally, your weekly reflections will start this week. This will be something that you do as indicated in the title every week. It is a weekly reflection. For this, you will start a blog and you will write a blog post each week. When you write the blog post, you will discuss what you learned, what stood out to you. As you create this post, as you create the blog, you can do it on whatever platform you choose. I get this question a lot. Can I use Weebly? Can I use Wix? Can I use this? The only qualifications are that it posts online and it is easily accessible to me. Just make sure there's no password that I would have to put in to access the blog. If you want to put a blog on an old website that you used to use, that's fine too. Just make sure that it's online and I can access it. That's really the only qualifications for this, for the website that you post the blog on. And then you can read through the further details. It's really, we're looking for something that's thoughtful and substantive and at least 150 words in length. So not a ton of requirements on this. It's meant to help you reflect and ponder on what you learn and internalize that a bit. So that's week 2. As I mentioned in my last screencast, my first couple screencasts are a little bit longer. I'm trying to walk you through in greater detail. Some of this is repetitive, and so discussion board posts, I won't go into the detail of the instructions each time because they're repetitive. I'll spend more time on the assignments. The weekly reflection, again, also repetitive each week, so I won't go into detail on those instructions. But during these first couple of videos, I want to make sure I touch on everything and try and get you a good in-depth view. So this screencast is a little bit longer than I would typically post, but want to make sure you get good information as we start the course. If you have questions about anything that I've discussed, please reach out. Thanks.